Hey guys, Shadow Reviewer here, and happy 20th anniversary to H20 Just Add Water, the series that pretty much started my channel on February 1st, 2024. So, a lot of you have been asking me, ever since it's gotten closer and closer to the anniversary, ranking all the episodes from worst to best, top 10 best characters, ranking the mermaids from worst to best, which is a future video I might do at some point, providing everything goes well. You know, all that stuff. So, but I've been wanting to do this video for a long time, and some of you have been asking me. So, let's get into it. The H20 Just Add Water characters ranked from worst to the best. This has been a topic I've been wanting to do for a long time. Ever since I started the channel, I'll be like, how cool would it be to rank every single named character? Well, I'll get into the rules in a sec. But I've been wanting to do this ever since I started the channel. How cool would it be to rank the characters? Now, before I start the ranking, a couple of ground rules. First of all, characters that have appeared there in at least 2 episodes or more is allowed on the list. So pretty much, if you appeared in 2 episodes at the very least, you are included. So no guest appearances. Sorry for the Angela fans from back in season 1. All the various other one-off characters. So, if I do a Mako Mermaid's characters list, unfortunately, Neppy will not be allowed on the list. But I'm not talking about Mako Mermaids, I'm talking about H20. Second, no one-off characters, hence I said, and no characters with no lines. So even though they did appear in a couple of episodes, Dr. Denman's men are not included on the list. I don't know them very well, I'm not sure if they appear once or twice, a couple of times. Hell, they keep switching during the season 1 finale. So no, they are not included. I don't know who they are, can't seem to find any photos on them, so no, they're excluded. Third, H2 characters only. So no Mako Mermaids, even though Ricky does appear in both series, which I'll be mentioning much later on the list. Oh, and for those who are asking, first of all, yes, I am reviewing it, but I'm not including Mermaid Adventures on this list. That is a completely different show, even though it's technically a remake. But for those who are kinda demanding it, I might do a video covering that in the future. Who knows? And lastly, I'll be judging the character based on how they were written. So pretty much, if they're a good written character that the fans like, they'll probably rank higher. But if they're a character that is irritating, annoying, or just downright painful, it'll depend how low they rank. And also depending how long they've stuck around. So if you're a character that's stuck around for the entire series, it'll depend how high you rank, depending on how you're written. So, with those rules in place, let's go. And the award for the worst written character in the entire series goes to Sophie Benjamin. Boy, do I have a bone to pick with this character. She is the most nastiest, selfish, egotistical, self-depraved, absolutely infuriating character to be around. And before anyone says anything, she's supposed to be the villain, that's the point. But compared to Miriam or even Charlotte, they at least provide some interesting character, or at the very least, add in some tension. Does Sophie fall in this category? Hell no. For one, she is so egotistical towards Bella for the stupidest of reasons. She hates Claire because she exists, but the person she hates the most is Ricky, all because she's in a relationship with Zane. Oh, and of course, they both fired her. Well, to be fair, Sophie, you went out of your way to make Bella's life hell, and you committed fraud by posing as Ricky so you can pay both the band and Dolphin Rescue for money. Yeah, this is supposed to be a quote unquote antagonist, everybody. She's not an antagonist, she is a bunch of annoyance. And yeah, you are so bottom of the list that I felt bad for Kim when you fired her. Yeah, after Ricky dumped Zane, and yeah, let's make it clear here, this is 100% Sophie's fault. She took advantage of Zane's confusion and kissed him, pretty much destroying his and Ricky's relationship. Well done, Sophie. Oh, and she keeps saying, well, I'm doing this for you, Will, and clearly she's benefiting herself. She is destroying her brother's hopes and dreams for her own selfish benefits. Yeah, you don't care about your brother at all. Oh, and the cherry on top of this crap Sunday? When there's a meteorite bound to strike Earth, with the mermaids the only one to save the Earth, what do Sophie do in the shit? Destroying half of the moon cave just to grab a piece of the moon crystals for money. And when she's told by Will what's more important, yeah, she decides, nah, you're more important. Yeah, as I pointed out in this review, and many people can agree with me, her redemption feels forced. I mean, she only apologizes when there's nothing to gain from it. It doesn't feel genuine, it feels ungodly forced. Yeah, I don't buy this redemption arc at all. Sorry about that. I don't buy this redemption arc at all. I hate this character, but I will say Julian Arner does fine. I'm not hitting her as an actress, and yes, this will be another appearance of her playing another character in the show later on in this list, but thank God is done kind of better. But Sophie is possibly the most infuriating character to be around. If she appeared for the rest of the series, this would have been a miserable experience. But given that she appears in the final season of the series, no wonder we didn't get the 4th season. She is one of the worst aspects, and I hate this character. Number 31, Bev Satori. Now, before anyone says anything, it's not for the reason you're thinking. I mean, I get it. I don't know why the actors who played Bev didn't come back for seasons 2 and 3, but the way they've written Bev out of the show is possibly the most insulting. For one, she seems like your typical okay mother, someone that Cleo and Kim can look up to. And while she had a few spats with Dawn every now and then, she seems harmless enough. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this when I reviewed the show back 2 years ago. Yeah, remember episode 16 with the whole is Cleo and Zane going out shtick that was spreading about that the adults never suffered any repercussions? Yeah, Bev was the one who started this rumor. And does she ever apologize? No! But the reason she ranks slightly above Sophie, she's not annoying to put up with. But the way they write her a character makes her the most selfish and downright awful human being. Yeah. Apparently, in between seasons, she divorced Don. She just absolutely left him. And we never get an explanation. Okay, we do kind of an explanation. Dawn said she wasn't happy, but where was this developed? I mean, there was no indication she was unhappy. Where the hell did this come from? And so, it came out of nowhere, that's what. And both Cleo and Kim suffer without a mother figure in their lives. Hell, she doesn't even come to reach out to say, I want to see you. Yeah, not only are you a terrible wife, but you're a terrible mother. What parent does this? I mean, if she was unhappy with all 3 of them, no, not even that would be even more selfish. Oh my god, is she... This makes her character even worse. Oh, thank God the next mother figure in their lives is a much better character. But man, is Beth insufferable here. I mean, she doesn't even discipline Kim half the time. Yeah, she's a terrible mother on screen or even off screen. She doesn't discipline Kim when she acts out of line. She's just there in the background. doing nothing, saying nothing. Sure, yeah, she held back Dawn every once in a while, but that's it. She's a terrible mother. Possibly the worst parental figure you could have on the show. Period. But the reason she ranks slightly above Sophie, she was just there. Nothing more, nothing less, but man, if they just written her out a little better, she would have ranked slightly higher. Number 30, Harrison Bennett. Oh, speaking for one bad parental figure to another, Harrison Bennett. Okay, to be fair, I kinda get it. I mean, he is the father of the most brattiest character on the show, Zane. But unlike Zane, who actually grows and gets better, for the most part, yeah, I'll get to that, Harrison does neither of those things. Hell, like Sophie, his redemption is also forced. But I'll get to that in a second. So, apparently he cares more about his business and his riches instead of paying attention to his own son. Yeah, that's a great configuration. Yeah, and you're leaving Zane without any parents to look up to, given, well, the mother is out of the picture. Hell, he even berates Zane's choice of, relationships. He berates Ricky because she barely has any money. And he'd rather Zane go out with a rich chick like Miriam. Yeah. But the worst part is when you could make the argument that the only coolest thing he ever did was teaming with Dr. Denman, which is honestly not bad. But keeping your son out of the Discovery just makes you just a terrible parent. And hell, when Zane does the right thing, instead of congratulating him to be a brave man, he outright berates him for complicating the plan. You know you're a bad parent when your own child calls you out for being a bad parent. And yeah, speaking of which, his redemption feels ungodly forced. Realizing that his own son is more important, yeah, comes right out of the hell in the helmet just because the writer said so. And yeah, while he is mentioned a couple of times, he never appears again after season 1. Mostly because, well, he kinda cut Zane out of it. Hell, he's even mentioned in season 3 of cutting Zane out entirely. Yeah, it shows that he didn't learn his lesson. Ugh, but God, hence why he ranks this low on the list. He cuts Zane out permanently. We never see him again. Yeah, Parent of the Year. But again, at least he does stuff in season 1 that mattered, hence, instead of Bev. Oh my God. And to come to no surprise, given her ranks this low, Kim Satori at number 29. Oh my God, did this character get worse as she got older? Hear me out on this. Seasons 1 and 2 is where she actually wasn't that bad. Okay, for the most part, yeah, I'll get to her bad aspects. 1, I get it. She's just being a kid. I get that. And I'm not gonna out kids for being kids. No. It's when she's acting bratty towards her own sister or even your own parents, that's when people can get irritated a bit. But to be fair, she did have her legit funny moments. Thinking Miriam was the leader in episode 5 was legit funny. Getting sick from Ellie in episode 17 was honestly kinda cruel. Yeah, go watch my review of that episode if you want to know more details. And being accused by Cleo of stealing the pelican was, yeah, I kind of felt bad for Kim there. But, again, there are times where I kind of found her annoying. I mean, taking advantage of her father when he's going through a divorce, yeah, that's a John Kidd character right there. Being annoyed to Cleo, like, all of the time. I mean, I get why Cleo uses her powers on her most of the time, which is gets a little few laughs. But apart from one good moment in season 3 where she legit feels like a real character, the rest of the time Kim's very insufferable. Like, to the point, as she got older, she got worse. Oh my freaking God, she gets worse as she becomes a teenager. Manipulating boys, manipulating her just almost destroying her father's wedding, trying to turn the family against Cleo. Thank God Sam doesn't fall for this crap. And again, well, there is another moment where I felt bad for her. In a pretty funny twist, in a pretty funny scene, Sophie fires Kim, even though it was kind of out of control. And her trying to hit on Ryan did get a few decent laughs, but Kim as a character was really insufferable. And I know you want me to put her low on the list, but again, she was a kid at the start, so I'm gonna give her a little leeway. But as a teenager, she got worse. She was a brat for thinking of being a brat, and she was insufferable to put up with. Hence why she's at the top of the worst. Alright, now we're in the neutral category, where I'm 50-50 on characters. Well, there are some I'm going to go into detail to, there are some there I'm not so much. So, let's move on with Tiffany, Miriam's friend. Now, I'm not going to say much about Tiffany, she's just hanging there in the background. And I will give her credit for being very loyal to Miriam. Now, there's not one instance where she backstabs her or anything, but she's just hanging there in the background. Hell, the one and only time she actually is giving any attention is when she wins Miss Sing Queen pageant, which I'll admit, that did get a good laugh. But for the most part, she's just kind of there. I mean, hell, if they just cut her out, it wouldn't affect anything, but she's just there. Nothing more, nothing less. Miss Geddes. And yes, let me down in the comments if I spelled this incorrectly. I don't know, it's spelled two different ways. Miss Geddes is a kind of a 50-50 character for me. I mean, season 1, she was alright. I mean, she seemed like a decent, boss to Cleo. I mean, she didn't give her any trouble. But season 2 is where her character got worse. And no, but not because of the character. It's how the writers wrote her character. They tried to make her look like the bad guy, even though she had every right to discipline Cleo for being late, feeding Ronnie the wrong food. Oh, and when Cleo laughs at her, well, I'm with Miss Geddes on this one. She had every right to fire Cleo for doing that stunt. And yet we're trying to make Geddes look like the bad guy here? Yeah, this is where the character got done dirty here. And yeah, when she hires Lewis, which, yeah... And she had every right to call the police on him, given, well, the photographic evidence that he had his hand on the on the gate rail when Ronnie went missing. She is forced to outright apologize to Lewis and giving Cleo back her job. No. In the real world, you could have just said no to any of that. Really? But yeah, season 1, she was okay. Season 2 was where she was done dirty. Hence why she ranks so low. So yeah. It's a pity she never comes back in season 3. That would have been something interesting. Oh, and speaking of adult characters, Miss Taylor from season 3. Yes, she appeared in 2 episodes, hence why she's eligible for the ranking. But for the 2 episodes she's in, she's whatever. I mean, there is one episode where she discovers Lewis's little water experiment from the moon pool, but thanks to Cleo, he's passed the science class. Oh, and there's another episode she's in where she's doing a bit of there was a finals exam, and she was just hovering around, which, by the way, is my favorite episode of the season, so go watch my ranking on that, but for one, she's just kind of there. Oh, there is another episode she's in where Bella destroyed their little experiment, but that's about it. So technically she did appear in 3 episodes, as I just remembered. But yeah, she's just a whatever character. Nothing that stands out. Mitch and Laurie. Okay, funny story here. I completely forgot about Mitch when I was editing, so to fix that mistake, I'm putting both him and Laurie on the same entry. Why? Because, well, they pretty much fell at the exact same purpose. Cleo's co-worker. I mean, for Mitch in season 1, he was just there with Cleo when she brought back the pelican. Which, to be fair, he had every reason to think she stole it. And as for Laurie in season 2 and 3, he's working with the dolphins. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not much there. But hey, at least it gives them something to do other than making Claire the only employee around here. But still, I just wish they had more interesting character. Nothing more, nothing less. Julia. Pretty much the Ricky of the original, of the 50s group. Pretty much 50s Ricky, and you will. Oh, and fun fact, that's actually the actress who plays Sophie. No, I'm not even kidding, that's exactly the same actress. Wanna correct me? Let me know down in the comments below. But with that out of the way, this is the other character that the actress who plays Sophie did a little better. Yeah, it's pretty much Ricky from the 50s. The exact same personality, but one that kind of threw herself overboard. And yeah, she's probably the least memorable of the 50s trio. I mean, Gracie's given a lot more character, and, well, Miss Chatton sticks around for the longest. But still, she's there for the sake of it. And she didn't really do much other than set an example of why Ricky shouldn't, stick around with Zane. But still, it's kind of a unique lesson, but again, she only appears in one scene in season 2, and that's literally it. That's pretty much her character. But still, she's just kind of there. Gracie. Now, I'm putting her above Julia because, well, she serves a purpose in season 2. Oh, and spoiler alert, she's Charlotte's grandmother. But I do like the flashbacks between her and Max. They seem like a loving couple. And, well, the reason I ranked her not higher is her selfish decision to give up her mermaid powers. I mean, she was kind of awful to Max during the flashback, and she didn't even tell Louise or Julia she became human again. But what we did have, she wasn't that bad. And she seemed like a loving mother to Annette and a loving grandmother to Charlotte. But still, her selfish decision is what puts her low on the list. Nothing more, nothing less. Nate. Now, before anyone says anything, I get it. He can get on some people's nerves. Particularly season 1 and especially 2. For the most part. Yeah, season 1, he was Zane's best friend. But one who added out for Lewis for the stupidest of reasons. Why? Because he's a nerd? Yeah, that seems a little cliched. Season 2, yeah, episode 15 is where he's legit funny. I mean, hitting out on the girls because of the mermaid perfume does get a few legit laughs. Even though it's ew. And yeah, episode 23 is where he was insufferable. I mean, bullying Lewis again? Yeah, you're kind of making what Charlotte does to you seem, well, kind of seems, well, oh, what's the word? You're making me root for Charlotte doing that to you. Yeah. But the reason he ranks this high is his character in season 3. He is actually one of the few aspects I legit liked. No, I'm not even kidding. I mean, his crush on Bella, and yes, he does crush on Cleo in one episode, but most of his focus is on Bella, and his crush on her is freaking hilarious. Like, seriously. There are 2 legit funny moments from season 3 that made me laugh the most. First of all, is when he teams up with Zane to try and get rid of Will during the bike race. Bella uses her powers to stop him, and he's pretty much in a neck cuff for the rest of the episode. I have to admit, him trying to play the keyboard with that neck brace is freaking hilarious. And then the other one is when Bella tells him they're going as a couple for the beach party. I'll have to admit, that's legit funny. I mean, him pumping his fist out in the air, whoopee and cheer does get a few decent laughs. But yeah, he's insufferable in both season 1 and 2. Oh, and yeah, him pushing Lewis far away so he could get close to Cleo in season 2 was honestly really insufferable. Yeah, and now you know why I hate that episode in season 2. Probably the worst episode of season 2. Go watch my ranking if you want to know more details. But yeah, for the most part, hence why Nate is in the neutral section instead of the worst section. He does get better in season 3. Seasons 1 and 2, not so much. Ryan. Now, I'm putting him above Nate because he's pretty much harmless. Yeah, he's Sam's assistant in season 3, and after Cleo stupidly, kind of, gives him the idea to go to Mako, he pretty much puts his nose in when he doesn't belong. Oh, and disobeying Sam for the majority of your time on screen is not great.
Just so you know, I'm going to be recording tonight, but just keep it down.
So yeah, for the most part, it's not a good look for your character. And sorry about that dead silence for a second there. Yeah, it's not a great look for your character, disobeying your boss. And yeah, teaming up with Sophie and Zane to get more of those crystals, yeah, not a good look for your character. Hence why he doesn't rank any higher. So yeah, he's just whatever here. And again, he ranks above Nate because at least he's not insufferable. Mostly. Byron. Oh, Byron, what missed potential. Now, for the time Byron was on screen, he was a lovable guy. I mean, he was pretty much the love interest for Emma. Now, here is where they should have written his character better. He should have appeared in season 2. Honestly, imagine him finding out about Emma being a mermaid and them sharing beautiful underwater scenes together. They would have made a really great couple. What a missed opportunity. I mean, the time he and Emma had on screen in season 1 was perfect. I mean, in episode 11 is where they shined the most. And him just being a legit cool dude, hell, his the scene in episode 2, he finds out they're holding a party for him. He's like, I don't do parties. That is so good. That's such a good line. And him hanging out with Emma during the dance in episode 24 was honestly really sweet. Honestly, when the Ryan gives him a chance to be great, he is perfect. But again, not being in season 2 is what puts him low on the list. Honestly. And yes, we'll get to other Emma's love interest, who's also pretty great. Byron was just missed potential. A lot of missed potential. Poor Byron. You were a great dude. Annette Watsford, Charlotte's mother. I will give her this. She is honestly not a bad character. She's just kind of misguided. Now, her scenes with Dawn aren't half bad. Until the dinner gets ruined. She seems like a lovable mother to Charlotte, and for what I've been told, she was a good daughter to Gracie. Yeah, spoiler, Gracie's her mother. And she does give Charlotte the support that she needs, asking about Gracie, helping her host the party for Lewis. I mean, in the same season, she's done well. She even hears out Cleo when Cleo reveals she spoiled the dinner, thinking she was going out with Dawn. Which, that should have been cleared up. But still, for the most part, she seems like an okay character. That's why she ranks around the middle. Louise Chatham. And yes, she doesn't appear in season 2. Her younger self does. Hence why I'm putting in season 2 as an appearance. Miss Chatham seems like a really interesting, mysterious character. She appeared from episode 4 onwards. The mysterious character who seems to know about the girls. How does she know? No, but as the season progresses, we get more and more inside of her character. She warns the girls about the full moon, being careful around water, and eventually all the girls meet her in episode 13 onwards. And she seems like she seems like the person the girls can look up to for guidance, given, well, she was a mermaid back in the 50s. And for what we see in the flashbacks, she ain't half bad. Yeah, she's pretty much the Emma from the 50s in this version, and she seems pretty good. She had a good friendship with Gracie and Julia. Pretty good friends with Max, who I will get to later on in this list. But apart from one scene in season 2, she was a pretty decent character. I like how she never put up with any of Zane's crap. That's a good sassy side to her character. So yeah, she's the perfect mentor that the girls needed. It's a pity she never stuck around. Although to be fair, what part would she play in season 3? Oh, Dr. Lyndon Denman. Like Byron, she was missed potential. But still, for what we did get for her 3 episodes on screen, she was a legit underrated villain. I mean, in episode 8, she was kind of harmless. But when she appeared in the season 1 finale, we were like, oh crap, she's back. Teaming up with Dr. Bennett, she finds out about the girls and using Lewis as a hostage to get him to cooperate. Wow. That shows how far she's willing to go to get what she wants. Trapping the girls and using their friend as leverage? That's evil. That is pretty damn evil. And even when the girls escape, she still goes after them. And in the final battle in season 1, there's nothing she can do now. The girls are pretty much used to her, and she can't go on with her experiments. Honestly, what would have been cooler, and yes, I did put this in an input. It turns out and if you want to know more details, go watch my review of what it could have been a missed cool potential. Hell, I could even put this input. Imagine she came back for season 2. Imagine her interactions with Charlotte when Charlotte becomes a mermaid. Imagine the both of them teaming up. That would have been something cool. Like, the both of them could trap the girls at any point. Or hell, even using their families as leverage. That could have been something interesting. But yeah. Well, for the 3 episodes she was on screen, she was a legit threat. But still not enough to rank this high, because, well, she only appeared in episode 8 and the season 1 finale. Nothing more, nothing less, but still, not bad. Oh boy, Zane Bennett. Very much the top of the neutral. Now, I have a lot of things to say about this character. Season 1, I get it. Being the son of a rich millionaire can, well, give you some passes to being a complete douche. I get it. But as soon as he started dating Ricky, he started legit getting good. Got more good. I mean, for one, he seems to have good chemistry with Ricky. But again, the only reason she went out with him is to stop him talking about mermaids, and also to get them off Emma's back. But again, even after he finds out, both of them break things off naturally. They realize that the relationship was built on a lie, and they ended things peacefully. But things got even better, and in my opinion, Zane was at his best in season 2. From the minute he came back, we wanted these two to get back together. And honestly, that was freaking sweet. Honestly, anytime Zane's on screen, except in episode 18, is when he was fantastic. Episode 3, episode 8, and my personal favorite, episode 11. Oh my god. Even though money comes into play when there's reward, he backs off any of it when Ricky gets injured. That's a boyfriend that's dedicated to his girl for any top of the line, and that is freaking amazing. Honestly, Zane, you kick ass. Honestly, that's loyalty in its finest, dropping everything to save her. That's a hero. But then, season 3 came around, and his character was right back to being annoying. Oh freaking god. Season 3 is when he did his character dirty. I get that. Being the boss can change people, but not at the cost of your relationship and being just a general douche again. Hell, when Ricky breaks things off with him, he gets even worse. I mean, stealing Ricky's necklace out of prejudice, trying to pursue Ricky even though they've ended things. Oh, and teaming up with Ryan and Sophie to get at that money. And bruh, just change the freaking name. You're not with Ricky anymore, so what's the point? Honestly, you and Sophie deserve each other. Because you suck, Zane. Ugh. You had so much good potential. And yeah, it is pretty much hinting at both him and Rick got back together again? Ugh. Oh my god, why are you giving this guy another chance? He completely botched it himself. To be fair, Sophie kind of started it, but Zane should have ended it. So yeah, Zane was good at the start, but butchered in season 3. Oh god. He could have had so much potential as a redeemable character, but they botched it in season 3. Okay, now we're done with the neutral category. Let's get on to pretty much the good characters. And it might surprise you that she's this high on the list. At number 16, we have, at 15, Miriam Kent. Now, the reason I rank her above Zane of all people, one, her being comedically foiled is freaking hilarious, and 2, she can be a legit threat when she wants to be. And I like her prejudices against the girls. Cleo for being naive, Emma because she has a crush on Byron, and Ricky, well, for lack of a better word, because she's poor. Yeah, I have no other reason why she hates Ricky. Only because her and Zane were a couple during the later episodes of season 1. For the moment Miriam appeared on screen, she was a great comedic foil. From getting her shirt ruined in episode 4, from a pool being destroyed in episode 2, from getting her costume ruined and not winning the competition in episode 5. Do I need to continue how great the writing character is? But the funniest is when she tries to get both Emma and Ricky fired, but ends up getting accidentally frozen in the freezer. I have to admit, that is legit funny. And when she tries to call the girls out on being freaky, Ricky's like, yeah, we know what you did, and you're busted. So I'd leave right now. I have to admit, that's legit funny. But again, like I said, there are times where she's a legit threat. Like, getting the necklace that Ricky wanted out of spite. That is egotistical, and honestly, I'm with Ricky on that one. I would have strangled her too. Oh, and kissing Zane in front of Ricky, low. That's pretty damn low. But like the other characters who are just self-statistical because the writing says so, Miriam being egotism makes sense. She's the bully. She's pretty much a bully in real life. One who does things just for the benefits. She picks on girls weaker than her because, well, she's stinking rich. What else is there? So yeah, I found her to be a fun comedic foil. Pretty damn fun. It's a pity she didn't stick around for seasons 2 and 3. Imagine her interactions with Charlotte. That could have been damn hilarious. Neil and Lisa Gilbert. Pretty much the best parental figures Emma and Elliot deserve. Honestly, Neil and Lisa are pretty much great parents. And the reason I'm giving them both the same entry instead of separate entries, they pretty much share the exact same screen time. Honestly, Lisa's interaction with Emma are the sweetest mother and daughter stuff you could get. It's honestly really sweet. And Emma's scenes with her father in episode 7 were honestly really sweet. And I like how they both love but also discipline their children as well. I mean, punishing Emma because of a party, and of course berating Elliot for staying out of the water when he's supposed to be learning to surf instead of being in the water. I'll to admit, that's legit fun. That's funny. Oh, and finding Emma having eaten the anniversary dinner in season 2 was legit funny. To be fair, that was kind of out of Emma's control, but still pretty damn fun. So yeah, I legit love these two as not just good parents, but a legit loving couple. They seem to love each other very much. Speaking of which, Elliot Gilbert, possibly the best kid character. Certainly better than Kim, that's for sure. Boy, did we fall far from grace from that one, be it 15 entries ago. Wow. But for Elliot, not only is he just a good son to Neil and Lisa, but he's a good little brother to Emma. Now, there are times where he's bunkdicely can be annoying at times, but it comes from a legit good place. His crush on Ricky is kind of sweet. Him teaming up with Kim was freaking funny. Him being the only one who's legit sick in episode 17, which was, surprising given he kept saying he hasn't been sick sick in ages does get a few jet laughs. And you gotta feel bad for him when Kim makes him use up all his money to buy luxurious gifts. And you gotta feel bad for the kid when he wanted to go out on this special holiday every year in the end of season 1. So yeah. Oh, and the horse riding sessions in season 2, yeah, those are sweet. Now, yeah, you could make the argument that he's just being a kid, but here's the thing. He's a much better written kid character than Kim is. So yeah, Elliot ranks this high because he's a good kid character. He's cool when he wants to be, and that's enough for me. Oh, Ash, you are too good for Emma. Possibly the sweetest dude, and Emma treats him like crap. Like, I'm not even kidding. When they first meet, Emma treats him like garbage. But I do like he sticks around. Not only is he a good horse riding instructor to Elliot, he's a legit good boss. I'm not even kidding. He's a legit good boss. And he's not really half bad. Honestly, he's a much better replacement for Wilfred, which I will give as an honorable mention, but he barely appears in the show that I'm not including him on the list. But back to Ash. He's a really decent boss. I mean, he tries new things, although they don't work out. He's a good boss, and honestly, he should have fired Emma. I mean, given all the awful things that she said and did, honestly, in the real world, if I was Emma, I would have been fired on the spot. And yeah, he gives her multiple chances. He even goes out with her, even though, it's not exactly the smartest move. And I will say, him being honestly romantic to Emma is one of the sweeter aspects of his character. I mean, giving her a romantic dinner in episode 17 was honestly kind of adorable. Oh, and he had every right to kick Zane out of the cafe. I mean, he does own the place. But, come on, dude. Really? A game of pool? Just kick Zane out! And honestly, him breaking up with Emma is honestly the smartest thing he could do. I mean, he demands answers, damn it. Hell, he even tried to help you, but instead you just brush him off. Honestly, Ash, you deserve so much better. Before we got your character in season 2, he was a legit cool guy. But he deserves so much better. Honestly, him and Ricky could have gone together. I would have bought them as a much better couple. Will Benjamin. And honestly, a really good character. Okay, there are times where he's kind of a ditzy twat, particularly when he does the Balor in episode 10, which, yes, I will agree, that was a stupid moment. But again, he wanted to know the answers, but the way he could have handled it better. But his scenes with Bella are honestly not that bad, when they're actually a believable character. But honestly, him and Ricky should have gotten together. They had good scenes together, they cared for one another, they saved each other a couple of times. Well, once each time, kind of makes them even. And I legit buy him as a really good diver. I mean, going all the way down to 80 feet was honestly a really cool moment for the character. And I love the way he stood up to Sophie. That was very brave of you. And I like he talks her out of destroying the moon pool. That was a really good moment for the character. I like he tries to help out the girls in every way. He got better as the season progressed. And I love he takes no crap from Zane. Although going to Zane for advice when you're just in a relationship with Bella was a dumb move on his part, hence why he's not in the top 10. Yeah, he had his moments, but for the most part, as the season progressed, he got better. Honestly, if the girls just told him right from the beginning, he would have been, honestly, a pretty underrated character. But for the most part, he was good. Enough. Max Hamilton. And I know what you're thinking. He ranks this high? How? For multiple reasons. One, his love for Gracie was beautiful, and she broke his heart. Man, you gotta feel bad for the dude. Him keeping Cleo's secret was a legit nice moment. I mean, for one, she kind of looks like she's pretty much kind of looks like Gracie in that part. He's legit nice to Charlotte, giving her all the information she needs, given, she's related to Gracie. telling Lewis about the upcoming eclipse in the season 2 finale was a cool moment. And him just being legit mysterious but genuine guy is what puts him in the top 10. I like Max in every step of the way. Terry Chadwick, Ricky's father. Yeah. Have you noticed we never got to meet any of Ricky's family members apart from Emma and Clea? Well, in season 2, now's your answer. And fun fact, that's Andy McPhee. Yeah. Who had one scene in Wolf Creek. Yeah, you can take that as you will. But what we see of Terry, he seems like a legit good dad to Ricky, just making sure she's just making all the right choices. And he has good moments with Zane. Hell, Zane even helps him get his bike started, even though Terry told him multiple times to get off his property. Yeah, it was good. And the scene where he tells Ricky they have to leave the Gold Coast is honestly some of the good acting from both Andy McPhee and Kevin Hine. I buy these two as father and daughter instantly. And sadly, he doesn't appear in season 3. Imagine if she went to him for advice when she's down in her lowest moment. Hell, he could have been there for her when she broke up with Zane. That could have been something interesting. But sadly, he's not even mentioned in season 3, which is a real bummer, because I like Terry. He's a good dad. He's there when he needs it, and he has a good friendship with Zane. What a missed potential. Alright, so now we're on to the great category. These are the characters that I think are downright fun. And starting off with Lois McCartney. Now, there are some bits I legit do like. When he has to be a good character, he's fun. When he has to be goofy, he's downright hilarious. When he has to be sweet, especially with Cleo, it's honestly some of the best writing. Honestly, his friendship with Cleo, I legit buy these two having a close friendship. I love his interaction with the girls, trying to help them keep their secret. Honestly, he makes up some of the most physical or vocal comedy ever. Like when he does some of the funniest stuff and comes up with the cleverest scenarios. It's some of the greatest comedy ever. Season 2 is where he pretty much peaked, having to battle between being with Cleo or being with Charlotte. And honestly, you gotta feel bad for the guy. But honestly, my favorite moment from him in season 2 is when he broke up with Charlotte. Admit it, you were cheering when he dumped her. And now, a lot of you are gonna be admitting, surely his character in season 2 was pretty bad. On the contrary, he was honestly fine. I mean, him trying to help the girls again because of the water tentacle was honestly something. And I legitimately liked the character. I don't think it was that bad. Now, there is a reason why he only appeared in the first half of season 3 and only the finale. It's because Angus McLaurin had to do Pack to the Rafters at the time of filming, so he had to keep going with on that series and leave H20 for a bit. But hey, at least he comes back for the finale. But still, I like what they did with him in season 3. Honestly, him saying goodbye to Cleo was so heartbreaking. But yeah, he was a legit good character. The girls could never ever be grateful with him being around. Bella Hartley. Oh, I don't know what you're thinking. You're putting her above Lewis? Really? Now keep this in mind. Can Lewis do all the cool scenes that Bella can? Like, I don't know, explode jelly, melding jelly, creating substances out of jelly, or hell, even doing all the other cool stuff? Well, there is one reason she ranks above Lewis. She sings the opening credits, and she sings most of the soundtrack in the 3rd season. Yeah, that's it. There is more, but seeing the theme song of the 3rd season of the show, that gives you like at least one entry above Lewis. So Lewis, you were good, but Bella kicks ass. Now, there are times where Bella can be kind of off, but that's because of the writing. But for what we did get with her character, she's good. Her singing is phenomenal, her swimming scenes are great, and she is, to this date, the youngest character to become a mermaid. Hell, even Ricky says it as much. While I was still with my Mike with training wheels, you had a tail. Honestly, the flashback where she tells Will the story is honestly kind of really good acting from Indiana Evans. And while she sadly never gets to meet Emma, Bella was good for what we got. And honestly, seeing the theme song alone is what puts you at number 7. Number 6, Charlotte Watford. What a great villainous foil for the girls in season 2. Honestly, she was fantastic. As the young ditzy girl who has a crush on Lewis, from her dating Lewis in the majority of season 2, to becoming a mermaid during the season 2 finale. I mean, what great character writing. Her being related to Gracie was honestly a really cool twist. Her interaction with the girls, and of course, her butting heads with Cleo. Oh god. Yeah, to quote Mickey from Doctor Who, whoa, 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 the missus and the ex, welcome to every man's worst nightmare. And honestly, when she clashes with Cleo, it's some of the most evil that Charlotte's ever done. Attacking her, taking her locket, lying to Lewis, said that Cleo gave it to her, and kissing Lewis in front of her. That is just evil. And honestly, the season 2 finale was fantastic. You gotta admit it, you cheered when not only she got dumped by Lewis, the girls turned their backs on her, and of course she lost everything. Her powers and her tail. You gotta admit, that's a satisfying way to take down the villain. Now, you could make the argument her redemption was kind of forced, but to be fair, she kind of did that to herself. I mean, tormented the girls for her own sake, keeping Lois away from them, bullying Cleo, trying to get the girls' powers taken away from them during the full moon. Oh, and attacking the girls while you're moonstruck. Yeah, low blow, Charlotte. But still, being ranked this high, you have to be a great villain. And making her a mermaid was a genius idea. Well done to the writers for thinking this one on the fly. Oh, and her being related to one of the original mermaids was a legit clever twist. So yeah, Charlotte was great. Emma Gilbert. Probably my least favorite of the original trio. But still a decent character. For the most part. Okay, I'll get the one bad thing is what stops her from being in the top 5. She's a horrible girlfriend to Ash. Ash deserves so much better. But for season 1 is where Emma was at her peak. Giving her mother her swimming certificate was legit sweet. Helping Miss Chatham was cool. Being there for her family was great. Oh, and taking risks despite her being the most careful one of the group. Hell, she even had to give up her swimming career because she's a mermaid. That takes a lot of guts. And I'd say her friendship with Cleo and Ricky is one of the best aspects of her character. Just being there for people is just great. She's honestly a great character when she's given one. Hell, even her having a job is one of her best aspects. She's smart, she's organized, she has the passion. She's great. Season 2 is where her character got dirty, hence why she doesn't rank in the top 5. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not bad, it just makes her selfishly egotistical. I mean, sabotaging Ash at every turn? Yeah, that's girlfriend material. But there are times where I kind of feel bad for her. Mostly. I mean, I get Zane calling her a clumsy waitress, but she could have, heard him out. But again, she was defending Ash. She was on Ash's side for this round. So yeah, most of the time, she's a great character. If the writers actually made her. So yeah, she's great in all aspects. Samantha Satori. Oh, she was downright fantastic. Probably a much better mother figure than Bev ever was. Wow, that was such a long time ago. I mean, from the moment she appeared on screen, she was decent. I mean, her seeing Dawn telling the girls that everything's gonna be okay and instantly forgiving Dawn, that is a great character moment right there. She was sweet to Dawn. She gave the girls a chance to be decent people, and one of her fun aspects is when she torments Kim with her belongings, and her teaming up with Clea to teach Kim a lesson was legit fun. So yeah, for the time, and she was a decent boss to Ryan, even rightfully reprimanding him for going against her instructions. So yeah, for the time Sam was on screen, she was a great mother to Cleo and Kim, and a decent wife to Dawn. Honestly, she should have been there from the beginning. No, I'm serious. She should have been there from the beginning. Honestly, imagine if she appeared earlier, like in season 2. She would have been something interesting. Before we did get, she was a great character. Nothing more, nothing less. Alright, here we are, the perfect tier. These 3 characters are so damn flawless, it was hard to pick who was my number 1 favorite. So, without any further ado, let's get on with it. Taking the bronze for the 3rd best character of H20 goes to Dawn Satori. Oh, Dawn. Possibly the best, not just the good father to Cleo and Kim, but the best parental figure of the entire series. I mean, I'm glad he stuck around for the majority of the show. He was there when Cleo and Kim needed them most, and despite the fact Bev never gave him the time of day, he was, not just a good husband to Bev, even though she never gives him anything in return, but a good husband to Sam. And even though he had his moments where he can be overbearing, it came from a place of love. And he legit cared. Hell, in episode 14, where he sets out Cleo's 16th birthday, even though she is way too old for this stuff, I like the scene at the end where he finally acknowledges that she's all grown up. She's getting older, and he has to accept that. Honestly, that feels real. That feels legit real. And again, while he does have his moments, he can be flawed. He can be flawed sometimes. Like, there are 2 episodes where, sadly, it stops him from getting higher. Is season 1, episode 16, and season 2, episode 6. Yeah, I don't like those 2 moments where he said 2 moments. But for the rest of the time, he was great. Season 3, especially, when he and Sam finally get married. It's honestly such a great moment. So yeah, while he could deal with Cleo just being an adult and Kim just being a brat, he still loves them both, equally and caringly. He is the best parental figure that Cleo and Kim can ask for, even though sometimes neither of them give him the same love in return. Okay, Cleo does, Kim kind of. But yeah, Dawn is a great father to both of the girls. And no. And you wonder why I put him in the top 10 best TV fathers. He is downright perfect. Alright, so funny story, my number 1 pick was originally my number 2 pick, and my number 2 pick was originally my number 1 pick. But my 2 favorite characters were so close, they're practically shaking hands. And the one taking the runner-up is Ricky Chadwick. Now, before anyone says anything, hear me out. The one aspect that stops her from being my number 1 favorite character is season 3. Yeah, during the full moon arc where she separates herself from Cleo and Bella is the one aspect of her character I don't like. But for the rest of the time, she is downright fun. Her introduction scene is hilarious, she is sarcastic, she's funny, her power of hating things is cool. Let's just say, she has a fiery personality, wink wink. And while she can be selfish at times, she does legit care for both Emma and Cleo, and she has legit so many good moments. Her relationship with Zane is great in season 2. She has a good relationship with her father. And there are times where she was a decent manager at the Ricky's Cafe, which, yes, is named after her. So yeah, she is fun when she wants to be. Capri Hine just makes her character so damn memorable. So yeah, her and my number 1 spot are such good friends. Yes, that's sort of foreshadowing right there. So yeah, Ricky is a great character, and possibly the only one of the original cast to come back and make her mermaid. And yes, when I get to that show, you'll be interested to know where I place her on that list. But what we did get here, Ricky is just a great character. Almost flawlessly. Except for my number 1 pick. But her and my number 1 pick are so close in hand that practically shaking it. So, here we go with my number 1 pick. So I'll say the best character and the one I love the most. Well, Emma may be cool as Sykes and Ricky is fiery as the hot sun. Let's just say, Clea Satori is the glue that holds the team together. Clea Satori, possibly my favorite of the trio. Honestly, Cleo is such a sweet character. While there are times where she can be over her head or sometimes even annoying, particularly her introduction in season 1. But again, she was starting out and she got better. A lot better. Season 2 is where she peaked the most. I mean, her breaking up with Lewis was such a sad moment, and her getting back together with him was such a satisfying moment. She had a fun interaction with her family. She's a good friend to Emma and Ricky, and especially Bella. She was a sweet girlfriend to Lewis, pretty much, well, doing everything she can to be loyal to him. Her power over water is cool, and while she can be naive at times, to be fair, she is sweet. She goes out of the way to help other people, even though they don't ask for it. When she wants to help somebody, she stops at nothing until she does. And when she torments her sister, it brings up such good laughs. Although, to be fair, she could have been a better sister to Kim, but given Kim's bratty nature, can you really blame Cleo for doing stuff like this? Splashing with Malden multiple times, so damn funny. Hell, I even like the funny aspect where she takes on Lewis's job as the nerdy one in season 3. That actually leads to pretty funny laughs. She pretty much becomes the embodiment of both Lewis and Emma in that season. Kind of think about it. So yeah, I think Cleo is just a downright perfect character. She's funny, she's sweet, she's loyal, she's everything that I want in a character for a show like this. Cleo Satori. Not just my favorite of the trio, but my number 1 favorite character in H20, period. And I don't think that's gonna change anytime soon. And that's the end of the video, folks. Hope you like it. Give me a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to get more videos like this. Oh, and just a quick note, I just realized I forgot to put Wilfred on this list. My horrendous bad. So, for those who are wondering where he is, I'm gonna put him in with both Mitch and Laurie for that entry. Go back to the one you think you know where it is. So yeah, unlike Wilfred, he's good, but he doesn't stick around that much. Okay, with that out of the way, thank you for watching this video. Keep liking and subscribing so I can get more videos out like this. Speaking of which, tomorrow I'll be back with the Pokemon train with the first official Pokemon contest episode. Pokemon Season 6, Episode 13, all things bright and beautiful. Keep an eye out for that video. Until then, I'm the Shut Up Reviewer, signing off. Oh, and happy 20th anniversary to H20.